All right, what is up, my peeps? Joshua Smith here with another GSD Mode podcast real estate tip. And today I'm here to talk to you about the three most important elements to creating success inside your real estate business, regardless of the level that you're at. Whether you're a brand new real estate agent, or maybe you're a seasoned real estate agent looking to scale up your individual real estate business, or you're looking to start and scale up a team, brokerage. I don't care what level that you're at. These are the three most important elements, the three most important characteristics, if you will, to go out there and create a big, successful, massively successful real estate business, however you define it. Like, who the hell am I or anybody else to tell you what success should be for you and for your life? Only you can define that. But what I've discovered through my own personal journey, plus interviewing thousands of others, whether it be for the podcast or just having in-depth conversations with so many other top producers in the industry, I've never seen anybody that's created big success that didn't abide by these three crucial elements I'm going to run through with you here today on the podcast. Now, real quick, before we jump in, if you are a real estate professional, which I'm guessing all of you that are listening to this podcast are, so a real estate agent, real estate team leader, real estate brokerage owner, and if your real estate business is not exactly where you want it to be, it's like you're hitting this, this level right here, but you want to get to the next level, but you just don't know exactly what to do to get to that next level. If that is you, I invite you to schedule a 100% free, zero strings attached Zoom strategy coaching call with me personally. Again, it's 100% free. We're going to jump on for an hour, you and I. It's 100% private. Everything that's discussed on here is fully confidential, just between you and I. We're going to do a deep dive into your business, where your business is currently at, where your 12-month goals are, what your long-term goals and visions are for your real estate business, what you're currently doing, what your biggest obstacles are. Then from there, I'm going to map out my best recommended strategy and or strategies to get you from where you're at to where it is that you want to go in the quickest, most effective, efficient, profitable manner. So essentially, it'd be like, hey, if I was you, if we switch shoes, if I were you, here's exactly what I would personally do to get from where you're at to where it is that you want to go inside your real estate business. And I don't care what level that you're at. I've been in all the different levels, right? And I've coached and mentored top of the top in the industry at all different levels. So regardless of what level that you're at, I got your back. I got you covered. I promise you, I will get you dialed. And by the end of this free coaching call, you are going to have extreme clarity on exactly what you must do to get from where you're at to where it is that you want to go. So if this is something that you want to take advantage of, go to www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. Try to make it really easy to remember. This is the GSD Mode podcast, so gsdmode.com, and this is a Zoom call with you and I. So www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. Okay. So we're diving into the three most important elements to creating big success, massive success. However you define success, you have to define it for yourself of what that looks like for you. You can't go out there on social media and be like, oh, and let others, because if we go on social media, we're going to let others define what success means for us. And if it's not our definition, if it's not something that's important to us, okay, then we don't go out there and do the necessary work that we need to do. So this leads me into element number one, is you need to have extreme clarity on what you want, why you want it, why it's important to you. I've never seen anybody hit a target, hit a goal, whether that be in real estate, whether it be in any element of business or any aspect of life, whether it be weight loss, whether it be overcoming addiction, whatever it may be, whatever that goal is that they have. The only way I've seen anybody accomplish that goal and then maintain that accomplishment for the long haul is they got clarity on not just what they want, not just, okay, it's easy to go out there and set a goal and a target, but we've got to back that up. When we have clarity, it's here's what we want, but here's why we want it, and here's why it's essential for us, why it's important to us. That then gives us the goal, but then gives us the reason and or purpose for the goal. You've got to have both dialed in. You've got to get yourself to the point where it's like, this is why this is a must for me to accomplish this. This is a non-negotiable. This is why this is a must for me to go out there and accomplish this. As the great Tony Robbins says, we as human beings, we meet our musts in life, not our wants, we meet our musts. So until you get to that point where you got yourself where those wants, that goal, that target that you want to get to becomes a must, becomes a non-negotiable. It's like, hey, look, I do not want to live life unless I accomplish this goal. And I'm not saying to like go take your life by any means, none of that BS, right? But you want to get that burning fire, that burning desire of like, hey, look, I'm going to give everything I have with the hours that I'm able to allocate to my business or to this thing to go out there and make this thing a reality. So we're extremely clear on what you want, why you want it, why it's important to you. The other reason why clarity is so important, clarity is power. This is one of the biggest things that I see most people lacking is they don't have extreme clarity. So clarity not only gives you the goal and the reason, the purpose for that goal and why that now becomes a must for you in your life and a must thing that you must go out there and pursue and must for you to go out there and accomplish while you've been blessed with this gift called life that God's blessed us all with. This also then allows you, because when we're able to identify here's where we're at, here's where we want to go, that also allows us to then identify the best proven plan to get us from where we're at to where we want to go. If you don't know where you want to go, if you just want more, if you just want different, but it's not clearly defined, well, then it makes it very difficult, if not impossible, to then identify that best proven path, that best proven plan to get you from where you're at to where you want to go. It becomes extremely important. So clarity not only allows us to know why this thing's important to us, gives us that purpose, helps give us that internal fire, helps us push through those hard days, those tough weeks, those tough months, sometimes tough years, right? Because like if you're anything like me, I've had years where I've been kicked in the teeth, where I've been getting beaten down, where you're losing money, where you're just, and where most people will give up. But that has allowed me to not give up because I know what I want, why I want it, why it's important to me. So I'm going to do whatever I got to do. And I'm going to put as much energy and effort into making these things a reality for as long as it takes to make those things a reality. I've committed to never quitting. So it allows those things. But then it also, again, allows us to identify the best proven plan to get from where we're at to where it is that we want to go. So then we're with that plan. It's like we then know, hey, if I just execute on this plan daily, weekly, monthly, then boom, that eventually that goal that I have for myself is going to become a reality. So number one, clarity. Clarity is power. Number two is you must learn to remove ego. Ego stifles as much, if not more, success probably than all other things. Ego creeps up on us when it's like, oh, we already know this. Oh, I already know this. Or, there's so many different ways that ego can creep up on us. You've got to learn to remove that ego. Ego is not good. Ego is not healthy. Especially one of the ways that allows us to hinder our growth more than anything is when we identify that saying in our head of, oh, I already know this. So like my mentor always tells me, Josh, anytime that you find yourself saying that, here's what I want you to follow up with. These questions, use that as a trigger to follow up with these questions. Okay, number one, if I already know this, am I doing it? Number two, have I mastered it? Number three, do my results prove that I've mastered it? Like, am I the best of the best? Or am I in the top 1% at this thing? Am I being begged by Joshua Smith to come on his podcast to teach, others and talk about this thing because I've crushed this thing at such a high level? So ego is also, there's a lot of different ways that ego can sneak up on us. So for a long time, I was like, hey, like there's better vehicles out there for me to go out there and create what I wanted to create. But I let my ego get in the way, even though these other vehicles were better for me, better for my agents, better collectively to go out there and accomplish the end game goal. I let my ego get involved of, oh, well, I'm going to do it myself. Like I don't want to build off of somebody else's thing. I'm going to do it myself. And I'm not saying to not go out there and do this on your own, but that was an area for at least in my life where I let ego stifle my growth and stifle my success for at least 5 years because I couldn't allow myself to get beyond that ego. So we got to make sure that we remove ego and that we're not operating from a place of ego. So what I recommend is to have a place in your kind of reflection process where you can double check and you can kind of check yourself of, okay, am I making this decision based off ego? Or am I making this decision based on this is the best decision for me to get from where I'm at to where it is that I want to go? Right? So like too many people are willing to die on a hill, even though they realized a long time ago that hill was the wrong hill, for them to go out there and create the success on, but they die on that hill because they don't want to admit that they're wrong. Look, I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. I have no problem, with those things because what is most important to me is making my goals a reality, right? Not the fact that I was right or whatever. I don't care about being right. What I care about is results. What I care about is making my goals a reality. So making sure that you have a way that you are checking in your reflection process, whether this be reflection process or having trusted advisors, people in your kind of network group that will be open and honest with you. that will kind of, even if it's a hard pill to swallow, because I have this conversation about once a week. I'm talking with somebody and I see that ego is stifling their success, and they're like, well, what do you think I should do? I'm like, well, number one, you got to remove the ego, and of course I ask their permission up front if I could be truly upfront and honest with them, but there's not a week that goes by where I don't see somebody in that situation. And I've been in that situation many times too. I had to learn to remove that because it stifled my success in so many different ways. Okay, so that is number two, removing the ego. So element number three, or trait number three, characteristic number three, however you want to quantify or call these, is you got to remove your entitlement to comfort. I truly believe, from everything that I see, everything I've witnessed, plus just own personal observation of myself, because it's so easy to fall into this comfort trap. I truly believe that the worst addiction that exists out there for the masses right now is this addiction to comfort. Life has gotten so damn good in the era that we are in. Now, I understand that there are people out there with tough lives that have hard lives. So I'm not speaking to those. There's always exceptions to the rule. I'm speaking to the masses, at least here in America, the masses. Like, life is so damn good. It's gotten so easy. It's gotten so good. Like, I'll talk to somebody that's really struggling. Let's just say a real estate agent in my office. They're really struggling. And I'm like, okay, all you got to do is get in this office, in an air-conditioned office. We got cold water, got hot coffee, working restrooms, comfortable environment, cool environment, motivational posts over the walls, really cool people in your surroundings and environment, right? I like to think they're really cool, right? All of those things. But I'm like, all you got to do is then pick up this, piece of glass or plastic or whatever the hell these phones are made out of every day and just do this for 2 hours a day. Pick up that phone, put it to your ear, do 2 hours a day of dials. And yeah, are you going to get some strangers that don't know you, that don't give two shits about you, your family? If you got hit on the freeway tonight by a semi, they could give two shits. I'm not saying that they're bad people. I'm saying that they're busy with their own lives. Like, nobody goes to bed at night worrying about you, worrying about if you can pay your bills. Like, nobody gives two shits about you, your goals, your life. Only you do. It's up to you to make these things a reality and make these things happen. But I'll sit there and be like, okay, you could go from struggling to in 6 months making 40, 50 grand a month. If you just hit these phones 2 hours every day, do exactly what I tell you to do, these scripts, these things, and I can't do that. Why? Well, I don't feel comfortable cold calling. I don't feel comfortable following up. I don't feel comfortable, like, insert the lead source, but they're so damn addicted to their comfort, all the way down to where a stranger on the other end of that phone that they'll never see probably in the rest of their lifetime, definitely in a market like mine with 6 million people, or however big Phoenix Metro is now, where they let that then stifle their success because they're so addicted to comfort. And this is really an entitlement issue, right? People are so damn entitled today that they truly believe they deserve comfort. They truly believe they deserve easy. They truly, all the time, they're like, well, man, why is it so hard? Oh, I thought this was going to be easier. Why is it so hard, right? Like, you need to learn to embrace the hard, embrace the suffering, that's where the growth comes from, right? Is when we have that resistance, when we have that suffering, when we have that struggle, that's what forces us to metamorphosize and grow and expand into the next best version of ourselves. And that's what allows you to grow and go out there and crush it and hit that success that you want to hit. We've all heard it, the sayings before, but it's like, okay, here's your comfort zone. And then, you got this little bubble. In case you're listening to this, you got this circle. Just visualize a circle with your comfort zone. And then you got a circle, like, just say, 6 inches away, and that circle is greatness. Well, what's the bridge to go from comfort to greatness? That bridge is called being uncomfortable. You got to be willing to get out of your uncomfort. You got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. Got to get damn good at being comfortable at being uncomfortable, right? Becomes absolutely imperative, absolutely essential. Oh, Joshua, I know I should be doing some more video and post on social media, but I'm so uncomfortable. Get over it. It's not that difficult. It's not that hard. And I understand where people are coming from, because I had to overcome all of these things too. I had massive fear of rejection, massive call reluctance, massive fear of the video. But at some point in time, I just had to make that decision that, hey, my goals are more important than my comfort zone. So I'm going to do the work regardless. I'm going to go jump on that stage, even though I'm extremely afraid of public speaking. I'm going to go get on that damn video. I'm going to pick up that phone and have these people, tell me no or tell me to F off or whatever, because my goals matter more. So I'm willing to get out of my comfort zone. No different when I decided to take, control of my health and lose 100 pounds. And okay, all of that was uncomfortable. I mean, it was super easy, but it was uncomfortable. Like, when I tell people ask me all the time, I'm like, dude, how did you lose 100 pounds? How'd you go from being morbidly obese to being in pretty good shape? I'm like, dude, it was so easy. Well, I shouldn't say easy. It was so simple. Simple doesn't always mean easy. It's like all I had to do was eat these daily meals, these daily simple meals. Taking this daily caloric intake, eat these daily simple meals, all easy to meal prep. Didn't know how to be a fancy chef to make them, all easy, cost effective, to go out there and do. And then I just had to do this daily workout. That was also, again, very simple to go out there and do. Didn't need to hire a trainer, didn't need to, just had to get my body moving and do very simple workouts. And if I did that every day, the weight just fell off. It was so damn simple. Why was it not? It was easy, right? The reason why most won't say it's easy is because it was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable as hell to battle the hunger pains. It was uncomfortable as hell to get up and do the workouts, even though I wanted to be comfortable and just lay in bed and not get up on a Sunday morning and go work out, right? It was uncomfortable to eat the chicken breasts, quarter cup of rice and broccoli when all I really wanted was the double bacon cheeseburger, or go snag some Taco Bell, which was my my go-to place. It's one of the reasons what allowed me to be 100 pounds. It's like my go-to spot, man, eating Taco Bell every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. All of those things, I had to allow myself and force myself to experience resistance, to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Then you get used to it, though. And then you start to learn to love it. You start to thrive off of it. So these are the 3 must adopt traits, the 3 most important elements, the 3 must adopt traits if you want to create big success. When I say big success, all I'm talking about is whatever your goals are for you, for your life. It's like you're at point A, you want to get to point B or point Z or whatever, like right here, you want to get over here, and if that's what winning is for you and that's what success is for you, these are the 3 essential non-negotiable traits that you must dial in, that you must have in place. And to recap those, number 1 is clarity. Clarity allows you to not just identify. It's not just about identifying the goal. It's about getting clarity on what you want, why you want it, why it's important to you. So you got the goal, also have the reason and the purpose for the goal. But then from there, as I mentioned, the only way to be able to identify the best proven plan to get from where you're at to where it is that you want to go is to have that extreme clarity. People reach out to me on these free strategy calls that I do all the time. So sometimes I got to spend 10 minutes with them, just helping them get to a place of clarity, because they're like, oh, well, I lack focus and I lack a plan. But then I'm like, well, what do you want? They're like, well, I don't really know. I just know that I don't want what I want right now. So then we've got to put together at least an immediate goal for them. So then we now know where they're at, where they want to go, at least in the immediate, let's just say the next 12 months. So then we can reverse engineer that best plan again from where they're at to where they want to go, because it's an impossibility to do so if you don't have that in place. Number 2 is to remove the ego. Ego stifles more success, probably more than anything else out there. Got to get rid of and ditch that ego. And then element number 3 is removing that entitlement mindset of comfort. Removing that addiction to comfort that the vast majority of people have. They just are so damn addicted to comfort. Now it's become entitlement. They feel like they deserve it. Oh, I deserve to be happy. I should just be happy. Well, the only way you're going to experience fulfillment, the only way you're going to experience happiness is to push through some bullshit. Like, I don't know anybody that's truly fulfilled, that's created an epic life, that's truly fulfilled, that didn't have to go through a lot of unhappy days and push through a lot of, sadness and difficulty to then eventually experience that fulfillment, right? So these 3 are kind of like non-negotiable traits that you must go out there and adapt if you want to create success and then maintain that success. All right, so I hope that this was helpful. Again, if you want to jump on a 100% free, 0 pressure, 0 strings attached Zoom strategy coaching call with me personally. That's going to be a 60-minute call with you and I. It's going to be between me and you, 100% confidential. Nobody else knows about these other than you and me, or unless you want to tell people, right? But then from there, we're just doing a deep dive into your business, where your business is currently at, where your 12-month goals are, what your long-term goals are, what you're currently doing, what your biggest obstacles are. And based on all that information, I'm going to map out, look, if I were you, if we were to switch places, and if I were in your shoes, here's exactly what I would do to get from where you're at to where you want to go in the quickest, most effective, efficient, profitable manner possible. So you have my promise on this, that I will eliminate all of the guesswork. So you're going to be fully focused. You'll be like a horse with the blinders on, where you know exactly what you need to do to execute. I can't execute for you. Only you can execute. But I can make sure that you know what you need to do to get from where you're at to where you want to go. And that's what the purpose of the Zoom call is. The only thing that I ask is, if you schedule this, that you show up, right? If you schedule and then show me, I've got a little tag in my CRM then to make sure to not allow you to give another one, because these are free. My time's valuable. I got businesses. I got family. I'm willing to pour in this time to you. I just ask that you also respect my time. I will be there. I will be 5 minutes early. Just make sure that you show up on time. And I promise you, we will get you dialed in. So if that's something you want to take advantage of, go to www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. www.gsdmode.com/Zoom call. All right, keep crushing it, keep kicking ass, and I will see you next time. Peace.